So now that we've narrowed down our painting options on some really great colours that we can use, it's the time to actually test it out on the wall and see how it goes. It's not just thinking about how the paint looks on the wall against the sunlight or what it might look like when the lights are off. There are many other considerations too, like how it's going to work with your chosen floor treatment, whether it's going to work with your carpet or, you know, your vinyl planks. I can't tell you how important it is to make sure that you thoroughly stir your sample pots too. How many people get their paint and just bring it straight home and put it straight on the walls? You wouldn't believe how quickly and how heavily the dark pigment can sink to the bottom, and it changes the colour fundamentally. So I have two different whites here. I have the paper stock, which Julia and I discussed, and Julia's a really big fan of this one. And we've also got raw diamond. I'm going to do paper stock on this side, raw diamond here, and then I'm going to put a beautiful colour accent from one of the greens that we're interested in as well over the top to see how that works. Now, can I show you a trick? I find this really, really handy because when you're doing a few different colours on the walls, it's really easy to forget which colour's which. Write it down. With a Sharpie, it's easy. You're going to paint over it later. It doesn't matter. We'll go up here. So I'm just going to write here. Paper stock. Okay, brilliant. So that's 2 coats down now. I'm going to walk away and let this dry. It is impossible to get a decent gauge of what these colours are truly going to look like until they're properly dried. And they look completely different right now. So I'm going to let it dry and then I'll come back and I'll compare it against my floor samples. Yes, that is completely dry now. Now, we gave it 2 really good coats before just so that we could give it its best opportunity to show the true colour that it would be once it has dried. And it's done that. And I have to tell you, it is a really subtle difference. I don't know whether you can actually pick this up through the lens and what you can see at home, but the paper stock is a little bit warmer, which is actually something that Julia and I were looking for because this is going to be the main paint that goes around the house. So that is looking like a really good option. And we've got, of course, this stripe of green, that very dark green that you can see there. That's dried too, a lot darker than what it was when I first painted it on. This is just an option for an accent colour, so we're just seeing how it works with the whites in the interim. But now I have to actually look at my flooring options and see how this works together. So I'll start off with my vinyl planks. Anything with these really brighter yellow tones is out, and so I can move that. And I can also move that one too because that one's got a lot of yellow in it. So it leaves me with these two. These 2 greys are dramatically different from each other. That looks okay. Let's see the... You see, straight away, to me, I really, really love this vinyl plank. I think it's absolutely stunning. It looks great against the paper stock too. Now it's the time to look for the carpet samples. So we are looking for a deep charcoal, I know that much. This one against our vinyl plank, that's just throwing way too much brown, to be honest. I don't know whether you can see it, but it's definitely throwing a lot of brown. This grey is quite a light grey, and that's too light for this plank for sure. This one, this is, if you have a look there, and you can see that the carpet is picking up the darker charcoal that is actually in the vinyl plank, and it's actually pulling out some really nice, deeper hues. And that's the kind of thing that you want to look for, something that really complements and brings out the best in it. So now, if we put them up against our whites, it's actually looking really, really good. I mean, this, to me, feels like a really good match that could go through the entire house at different points and still all work together when they meet in the middle, which, of course, they will at some stage. I can't even tell you how important it was to be able to bring these three elements together all in one place so I could sit in this little corner with the natural light that was coming in and work through it as methodically as I did. I mean, at the end of the day, would I have been able to accurately make these decisions in store with a paint chip, without a floor sample? It would have been impossible. Now I can actually make an educated and considered decision that's going to really go a long way to making this house a completed home.